The 13th and 14th centuries saw the rise of a huge kingdom that covered half of Eurasia. It reached its widest point from the Korean Peninsula's Pacific coast to the cold woods of Eastern Europe. There was a great empire called the Mongol Empire, and its masters, called Khagans, were some of the cruelest and most powerful people in history. We'll look at 8 of their most shocking actions here. The decimation of Merv. The mountains of northern Mongolia were the location where Genghis Khan was born in the year 1162. His name at birth was Temujin. In subsequent years, he established the Mongol Empire, which he ruled from 1206 to 1227. During the month of February in the year 1221, Genghis Khan's army surrounded the city of Merv, which is located in what is now Turkmenistan. Following the surrender of the people of Merv to the Mongols, the conquerors retaliated by essentially erasing the city from the map, as well as by murdering, pillaging, and destroying the historic metropolis. It was alleged that Khan secured a front-row ticket for himself in order to observe the chaos that occurred at Merv. In the presence of a golden throne, he sat and watched as individuals were brought before him and put to death. A memorable day for shrieking, weeping, and wailing was alleged to have actually occurred on that particular day. In order to coerce the wealthy people of Merv into handing over their wealth and valuables, the invaders subjected them to torture. During the massacre in Merv, the number of people who were killed is reported to have been 700,000 by one account, while a contemporary Persian chronicler estimated that the number of bodies was an astounding 1.3 million. According to reports, Khan gave orders to each of his forces to kill at least 300 individuals. The crime against the Oirat. From the year 1229 to the year 1241, Ogedai Khan, the son of Genghis Khan, held the position of Khagan Emperor of the Mongol Empire. Ogedai, much like his father, had a deep passion for warfare. He dispatched the great Mongol hordes to travel hundreds of miles in almost every direction in order to engage in battle and extend the empire. One historian has described the conduct that he was responsible for as one of the worst Mongol atrocities recorded. He was also accountable for the offense. The Oirat girls were subjected to a widespread act of rape. It was reported by Persian chroniclers that the Oirat people did not provide the Mongol emperor's harem with the anticipated number of young women in the year 1237. An enraged Ogedai made the decision to exact punishment upon the Oirat. 4,000 Oirat girls were to be subjected to repeated sexual assaults at the hands of his forces, and the relatives of the victims were compelled to witness the incidents unfold. Only 2 of the girls were able to survive, and the remaining girls were sold into servitude and distributed among the harem, trade caravans, and the Mongol soldiery. The destruction of Baghdad. It is estimated that Hulagu Khan, a grandson of Genghis Khan, led an army of approximately 150,000 troops to Baghdad, which was the capital of the powerful Abbasid Empire and is located in what is now Iraq. On the 10th of February in the year 1258, the Mongol armies, who included Chinese siege engineers, were successful in capturing the city. As the victorious forces entered the city, they immediately began a week of bloodshed, during which they subjected the citizens to a campaign of pillaging, raping, torturing, and murder. In the aftermath of the siege of Baghdad, it was reported that 800,000 people had been slain. This information comes from a contemporary account. In addition, this source states that this number does not take into account individuals who have perished as a result of drowning, children thrown in the mud, or those who have passed away as a result of disease, hunger, or fright. Despite the fact that the actual number of fatalities is unknown, there are some sources that put the number of fatalities at as high as 2 million. The Baghdad that was destroyed in 1258 was the city that exemplified the Islamic Golden Age. It was a metropolis that was a center of learning for ages, and it was adorned with magnificent mosques, palaces, and libraries. According to a chronicle, the Tigris River has been described as being red with the blood of philosophers and scientists who were slaughtered, and black with the ink that was used to write the books that were destroyed by the House of Wisdom. The annihilation of Nishapur. In April of 1221, the siege of Nishapur, which is located in what is now Iran, was a terrible and fierce war. Over 250,000 enormous stones, hundreds of fireballs, and a great deal more were thrown at the city's defenses by a massive Mongol force that launched an assault on the city. After the fall of Nishapur, residents of the city engaged in brutal house-to-house warfare with one another. After being extracted from underground hiding places, masses of rubble, and piles of bodies, survivors were executed with every other citizen of Nishapur. This was the case for all of the survivors. From the skulls of those they had slaughtered in Nishapur, the Mongols constructed 3 mountains of skulls, 1 pyramid for each of the 3 categories of people: men, women, and children. Having made it abundantly apparent to his commanders that he did not want anything in Nishapur to endure, Genghis Khan proceeded to eradicate all of the city's animals, including dogs, cats, and vermin. All of the remaining 170,000 people in Nishapur were slaughtered, with the exception of 400 skilled laborers who were fortunate enough to escape the slaughter site. The brutal funeral procession of Genghis Khan. The death of Genghis Khan occurred in August of 1227. It is reported that the powerful warlord had made it a requirement that his burial location be kept a secret. The notorious Venetian explorer Marco Polo, who was an envoy for the Mongol monarch Kublai Khan during the 1270s and 1280s, related the ominous tale of Genghis Khan's funeral. Marco Polo was a member of the Mongol elite. This account of the events states that the guards of the slaves who were working on the burial of the deceased emperor were responsible for the deaths of 2,000 slaves. The guards were then killed by the 2nd Unit of Infantry. These soldiers then made their way through the countryside, away from the location where they were buried, and slaughtered anyone who spotted them. They did this in order to ensure that there was no sign of their presence or witnesses to their route. Following their return to their base, this last group of men ultimately took their own lives while they were there. It has been determined by contemporary specialists that the most probable location of the grave of Genghis Khan is in the region of the sacred mountain of the Mongols, which is known as Burkhan Khaldun, which is located in the extreme north of Mongolia. The terrible treasure hunt at Termez. The ancient city of Termez, which is located in what is now Uzbekistan, was sacked by Mongol armies in the year 1220. It is said that a local woman begged the Mongol invaders to spare her life by claiming that she had swallowed pearls. This has been passed down through the generations. Her captors proceeded to meticulously cut her open in order to retrieve the priceless diamonds. As a result of this, the Mongol commander issued an order that the internal organs of every person of Termez were to be removed from their bodies. He believed that this would result in the same amount of wealth. The massacre of Otrar. During the year 1219, the Mongol emperor led a massive army to invade the Khwarezmian Empire and lay siege to the city of Otrar, which was located in what is now Kazakhstan. This occurred after Inalchuk, the governor of the city of Otrar, had severely irritated Genghis Khan. After a period of 5 months, the settlement of the oasis was taken. According to some tales, the Mongols put Inalchuk to death by pouring molten silver down his throat. Other accounts state that the silver was poured into his ears and eyes. The Mongols who had won the battle were successful in bringing the entire population of Otrar out into the plain, and they were able to eliminate all of the fighters who were defending the city. Every single one of them, which numbered somewhere about 100,000, was executed by strangulation. Sacks of severed ears. According to legend, the Mongols counted the number of European enemies who had been killed during the Battle of Legnica, which took place in what is now Poland in April of 1241. They did this by removing the right ear from each and every enemy body. It was said that 9 huge sacks were packed with the severed ears. It is possible that the Mongols also used this gruesome method of gathering information from the battlefield in Bulgaria and Russia about the same time. There, the number of trophy ears that had been injured by blood was estimated to be in the thousands, according to some accounts. We hope you liked this video. Watch another video here,